Good, good, good. Mr. Taylor, good to see you. Alright, so YouTube is on. Let's check Twitch. Channel. And alright, Twitch is going good. Now let's go to Kick. Actually, that's already on. Okay. Looks like Kick is working. Good, good. I have 1 follower on Kick. I think that's Plastidon. $17 followers on Twitch. But almost never any, well, every now and then someone will be on there. Alright, Facebook, let's go to that. There we go. Manage the video. The video being managed. Alright, Facebook is happening now. Okay, I think we're all good there. Boom, boom. Yes, good. Well, I heard the truckers again today. Come out of the right freaking monitor again. And, whoop. And, yeah, I ended up unplugging the interface, and I don't know if that made it go away or what, but we'll see if they come on again, because the interface is on. It is a better setup using that thing, so we'll see if we get lucky and everything is behaving today. Alright, so we are going to go, still getting set up, I'm going to put that back on. We're going to continue the sweep picking practice to get started. I did. Hello on Facebook. Good. Howdy, Joe! Hey, hello. Joe's on. Hey, that's 2 weeks in a row. I guess Thursday's the time you can come on. Where the hell am I? All right. See, I did a little practice with sweep picking. I actually got way faster last Friday. Made a huge, huge jump. Oh, there it is. Is that what it was? Yeah, so what I did is I took out the repeat. I kind of thought more about it. It's like, you know, if the goal here is to just really push the speed, why the hell am I doing the repeat already? So I hit that at 280 max, and then when I played this whole thing, that whole thing right there 4 times, I hit it at 250 for a max there. I'd say I have, yeah, I've definitely gotten much better than how this thing started. So today, I mean, again, I've done some maintenance stuff with it throughout the week. Not a ton, but I'm going to do it as 16th notes today. Because it works. It works as 16th notes. And then I will be picking something to do one of those reaction things too. See if we can get some Q&A stuff going. I think I need to promote these live streams with some Q&A stuff too. Sometimes we get some good chit chat. Hammer on pull off here. All right. And time to go ahead and pick. Plug in the 7-string. And before, maybe tomorrow I'll be able to like drop my guitars off at Skips and finally start getting things repaired. possible spam comment on Kick. Well, that's nice. Plastodon, hello! What the hell does this say? Add me up on Discord to join your live stream whenever you are streaming. My Discord name is Henry. And the username is ASDRRYRTFTDSTCT. Oh, that seems legit, doesn't it? Maxwell, hello. Yes. Yes, I am. That's right, Skip's music. That's, well, the old location is where I took lessons for the most part. Not the first place I went, but the second. Need plenty of protein for guitar practice. Maybe not, but whatever. I'm looking for a cab. Ah. What do you think of the new place? Hey, Plastodon, hello on Kick. You need to clean your fretboard, Joe. Yeah, I'm terrible at cleaning things. Yeah, Maxwell, what do you think of the new location? I was a little disappointed. I like the old place. It had a lot of character. Alright, so here we go. Metronome. I'm gonna leave out the stopwatch, because one less thing to deal with. Alright, I think we're all set up here. I did work up to 180 with this, with the 16th notes, 2 nights ago? I don't remember. Okay. Correct this time. Oh, never went to the old place. Yeah, it's pretty neat. They had an upstairs thing. It's where the drums were upstairs, and so were like a lot of the lessons, all the guitar lessons and whatnot. All right, here we go. Let's see where I get. It's called Desktop Metronome. got in the Windows App Store for the desktop. Yeah, desktop metronome. Nope. There we go. There we go. Whoop. Descending gets me. Alright, time for first break. 195. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Oof. Come on, 200. Come on. I like that one. I did not like that one. There. Nope. Yes. Questioning it. All right, one second. What, I want to check on the notes per second calculator here real quick. So I did, triplets. What does it say, 280? No, 280. 280, yep. 280 for that is 14 notes per second. 16th notes at 220. Alright, so So basically kind of surpassed it then. We get 225. That's 15 notes per second. And that would be an increase. Fuck yeah. All right, good. I'm almost there. Almost there. All right, let's try again. There we go. Nope. Damn it. That was almost nailed. I like that. All right, I'm going to call it at 2:30. Jesus Christ. Whew! Remember how that started out? Remember how bad I was at this when it started? Good stuff. All right. 2:30. I think next I need to work on a different shape. I feel bad when I can't pronounce someone's name on here. Can I say Vic? Is that okay? Seeing that for alternate picking, it seems that to use your elbow as a pivot for tempos like 160 BPM 16th notes. Is it an illusion, and are you using your wrist? Well, 116 for 16th notes. Vic, all right, cool. 160 for 16th notes. Not too much elbow. It depends on what it is, but not a ton. Let's get everything in frame here. Why is the microphone so hot right now? Let me adjust that so it's not so loud. So, there's quite a bit of thumb at that. And there's wrist in there, but really no elbow at this point. If I'm doing chords, just a little bit of elbow, not too much. Yeah, 160 is fast for a lot of people. But let's say we were doing it at 260. The pivot point is right here. Like, I'm anchoring on the body of the guitar. And yes, the elbow is the driving force. Well, the brachioradialis and the triceps. Because going that fast with just wrist ain't gonna happen. No illusion. Definitely elbow for my fastest stuff. Has to happen. Now, I got to do some repeats here for finalizing the sweep pick and practice. I'm going to try it at 210. Basically playing through the whole thing. Like, I want to do 4 times through. So quarter notes. Oh God. Damn, this is a pain in the ass. Man, that is just a mental workout. Damn. I don't think I'm getting 4 times through at this speed. Whew! No. Alright, I'll try it at 200 here in a second. Damn. Damn it, damn. Man, that's hard. Man, that's a pain in the butt. Whew. Very, very difficult. Okay. Can I get it at 200? Come on. Come on. How many times was that? Was that 3? Was that 3 or 4? I don't know. It's hard to count when you're trying to do that. So close. Okay, I might get to 200. I might get the repeats at 200. Whew. I feel like I lock up my arm when I get fast. Should I do the trick of putting that extra 5 BPM to trick my brain so I don't lock up my arm? So when you say lock up your arm, to me that means your arm can't move anymore. Is that what you mean when it locks up? Like it just can't move anymore? Well, if you haven't tried doing this method of working it up, it's worth a shot. Worth a shot. This way it helps you ease into things. It's like warming up for weight training. Because if I'm trying to play my absolute fastest, like pick really fast for, too fast, for too long, without warming up my elbow, my elbow joint doesn't feel too happy. I haven't had an experience where it locks up. Of course, everyone's a little different, but it doesn't feel good. But if I warm up and play enough, then my elbow can take a beating a lot better. So yeah, if you find that it's continuing to lock up, work it up. Work it up, whatever it is you're trying to do. like 4 bars worth of something. That's a good amount. Even I will always recommend starting at 60, even though you could play it at 60. Oh, I am doing it. I just wanted to know if it was something to expect at the beginning when it locked. Well, I don't know if it would like really necessarily trick the brain. It's more like getting your arm used to the movement. And the more you do it, the more you're used to it. Hopefully, the more relaxed your body can be doing it. It will have a less reason to lock up. Sounds probably just too new of a thing, and your body's like, "What the hell's going on?" All right, let's try this again. Alright, that's it. 200, good. You are welcome. Thank you for asking. It's good to talk about this stuff. Alright, 200 BPM, four times. Good, awesome. Alright, time to, well, next time I'll be doing a different shape. Time to lay this one to rest for now. Oh, I'm back. Ooh, it almost popped again. Okay, so I think now it's time to pick a video to do one of them reaction things to. I still don't have my disclaimer. Shame on me. Okay, so we're going to switch over to this. Gotta pick a video, or I want to pick a video that's got a whole ton of views. I still have a ton of old reactions to edit, get online. Because not many people are going to find the actual just a live stream of it. It's the edited ones. That's what people tend to find. Okay, let's go to the watch later. Let's see. I got so much. Sometimes well, yeah. I got tons of Bernth. Let's see. Which one has the most views? So that one's got 286,000. This one has 578,000. Wow, this one here called Picking Endurance for More Gains only has 323 views. I don't think I'm going to get much of a response from that one. I think I already watched this. Why is it still on here? Remove from watch later. Alright. I think I'll watch that too. This video says, what are sugar chords? I'm hesitant to watch that one because usually when I watch theory related things on here, I feel like I assume people get pretty dang bored with it. Because nobody's talking when I'm doing any kind of theory stuff. It's only when I'm playing or talking about playing. Let's see, one of the more recent ones I looked at has 18,000 views. Alright. Well, this one is a very new one from our good old dear friend Bernth. He's got tape on his mouth in the thumbnail. It's called the Silent Hack. Silent Hack Pro Guitarist Used to Play Faster. Well, I suppose I have made money.
My friends, did you know that the
Holy Jesus Christ. Let's change that volume. I guess technically I'm a pro guitarist because I get paid to teach people how to play. I have made tiny amount of money from actually doing a show once. I got paid with a burrito one time. No joke, I actually got to get a free burrito free. That was payment. Like, we played at a place called Illegal Pete's in Denver. And everyone in the group was allowed to get a burrito of our choice as part of the payment for playing. We may have also gotten like 2 drink tickets, something like that. Anyway, I think Dave Murray from Iron Maiden once got paid with a Snickers bar and a Pepsi. Yes, Joe, you know Illegal Pete's. Of course, you're out there. There's no Illegal Pete's out here. That's a nice place. All right, so usual spiel. Time to watch another video. Live reaction. First time watching this video. When I watch these things, it is never with the intention of tearing anyone or anything down. Just trying to see, do we agree on things? Do we disagree? And yes, it is coattail riding for sure, because they got way more reviews than me, and it is a strategy I've read about. Add something to the discussion. It can help you get views. So let's do that. Let's see what I can add. Let's see what discussion we can have here in the comments, after the comments, in the comments after we watch this. Anyway, here we go. The name of this video by Bernth is the silent hack pro guitarist used to play faster. I know a little bit about playing fast. I can play faster than at least 3 people out there. So let's see. Do I already know this hack? Do I agree if it is a hack? I don't know.
My friends, did you know that the way your fingers are actually touching the fretboard has a huge influence on your guitar's sound, speed, and most importantly, progress? It seems simple enough of a concept, but a lot of players, especially self-taught players, never really think about the way the fingers are actually touching the fretboard, which results in a lot of unwanted string noise, the inability to break through a certain speed barrier, and also feeling stuck in the rut because you always use the exact same fingerings and finger pairing simply because they kind of feel natural to you. But we want to conquer the entire fretboard and play effortlessly all across the neck as fast as we want, and this is the first exercise that will really help you with achieving that.
Wow, that was... Joe, you can confirm you're one of the 3. Well, hot damn. Man, that was some rapid-fire stuff there from old Bernth. Definitely noticed a change in... I feel like there's been a change in how he presents content. Like watching some stuff from, a few years ago versus newer stuff. And that was very... God, it makes me think of like how TikTok videos are, which I can't stand. But just like that rapid-fire, just... just like... If you have a 3-second attention span, don't worry. You only need a 2-second attention span for this. Holy crap. Yes, how you place your fingers on the fretboard absolutely can make a big difference. What's the hack, though? I don't know. Maybe he's saving the hack for the end. We're jumping right into some exercise stuff. Looks like some very confusing things. What has he got there? 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That's not too confusing because... Oh, God, but... We're working on some serious string skipping, I see.
As you could see, this first exercise was all about taming that nasty flying pinky finger. It's a problem almost all players are familiar with.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was about taming the pinky. It's true, a lot of players have a problem with the pinky flying all over the place. Sometimes I think some students that I've worked with, they're a little too concerned about it. Because like my pinky will fly off considerably, I think, when I'm playing. Or like fly away from the fretboard. compared to other fingers, but like the faster you go, you basically don't have a choice but to keep the fingers close. But like right there, like my pinky's kind of far away, I think. But, you know, it's not like saying way out here. So yeah, if your hands are like, your fingers are always way out here, that's definitely a problem. But like, yeah, a lot of students say like, well, I notice my pinky like always goes out further than the rest of my fingers. Mine too. So I think it depends on your situation, how far away your pinky's flying away, if you need to address it or not. Let's see, I can already tell if I can't play... Oh, I can already tell that I can't play that Bernth exercise because of how my hands are. Is it a matter of too small, hands too small kind of thing? What do you think is the reason why? Let's continue.
Once you use your pinky finger and then you play the next note, it bends away for a lot of players, resulting in a lot of unwanted movement when they're playing. Obviously, this can really slow you down when you're playing, but it can also cause a lot of unwanted string noise. So you don't want it to sound and look like this when you're playing scales. You want this kind of result. So when I'm playing fast and impressive lines like this, I make sure that my fingers are as close to the fretboard as they can possibly be. And as you could see, especially the pinky finger was staying very close to the neck so that I don't have to move back and forth like this. And this first exercise I showed you is really great, because your pinky finger has to remain in that section of the fretboard and on that string, on the 8th fret on the high E string. So you're playing C all the time, but your other 3 fingers are moving up and down the neck. So you're starting out on the same string, but then this happens, this, and that especially feels really awkward. But the first note is always C right here on the 8th fret on the high E string. And this is a great and super effective way of training your pinky finger to remain close to the neck.
So I question... Oh boy, I certainly question a lot of Bernth lately. Bernth fans are going to hate me. I just question why he feels doing this specific exercise is going to train the pinky to stay close. Because just because you do this, like... God, that is weird. But like, your pinky can still fly away. I mean, it's still possible for the pinky to do that. I bet he's going to do another exercise that he has talked about before. It's where you move one finger at a time. Yeah. Goodness. That really trains your hands to stay closer to the fretboard. And that's what my guitar teacher showed me. It was a huge game changer. It definitely taught my fingers to stay close to the fretboard. So it did help, and it reduced a lot of flyaway, which is great. Yes, Joe, you remember that one. It's a good one. And Vic said your pinky does a little arc because of a short extensor tendon. Well, that's unfortunate. How has it been working around that? Has it been a struggle to try and find alternate ways of playing certain things? So, I mean, this exercise that Bernth is showing, it's fine, but I question how well it really addresses the flying pinky. and I still want to know what the hack is.
It's pretty tough to force it to stay right here, but since you're not allowed to move it with your other fingers like this, you will see some great results as soon as you're playing scales after practicing this exercise for a couple of minutes, because you will finally feel like you have absolute control over your pinky. But
you know, without having done it myself, I can't say. I mean, I would assume that he still has one-on-one students and he's seen good success with this, so fair enough. Chromatic ass kicker. I could have said something like that, and that sounds about right. Changing fingers past the 7th and 9th fret. Which, oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. You'll change what fingers you use past 7th and 9th fret. Gotcha. Continuing.
this one is not the only problematic finger. The next exercise is focusing on a different one. Check it out. Right, so as you could hear, that exercise doesn't only sound really cool, there are multiple benefits when it comes to it. First of all, it's based on my favorite chord voicing of all time. I use this one all the time. It's essentially a minor chord, F minor in that case,
minor
but instead of
9.
playing the octave, so instead of playing F twice, I'm moving it up right here to G, so I'm playing the 9th. So I guess you could call it a minor add 9 chord. You might recognize this exact chord voicing from my song Dopamine, for example. Since you have to stretch a little bit, this is already a great exercise, just fingering the chord. But the way I like to use this voicing for my finger practice is keeping the middle finger, ring finger and pinky finger locked into position like this, but I'm moving my index finger like that. And that's really, really hard, much more difficult than it might look like. Because when you're playing like this, the other fingers instinctively want to move along with your index finger. And it might also feel weird to press down with these fingers individually without the support of your index finger. So as you can see, those three fingers kind of remain in position and I'm only pressing down with them whenever I play the one note that's assigned to them. So they're not always pressed against the neck like this, and my index finger has to jump around between the A string and the high E string like this. And that's a great workout because on one hand it will train your other fingers not to be dependent on your index finger.
He has really soft music playing in the background. I don't know if he's ever done that before. I kept like barely hearing something. I was like, what is that? It's the Bernth video. Oh, YouTube comment. There was a melody from a Spanish band that I had to change the shape to play it. Well, that's good you were able to figure out another way of doing it. It's a very useful skill. Something a lot of people could benefit from. A lot of times people ask, you know, or they'll say they'll have a hard time playing a specific lick or whatever, or a melody. And they're always trying to play it exactly how they found the tab for it. Instead of, you know, just trying some different fingerings, different positions to see if it helps them. Struggled trying to go from the 12th fret G string with the index finger to the 15th fret A string with either the ring or the pinky. So just going back and forth with those. What did you end up doing? Going with the middle? What if you just went 12 to 10? Maybe that is what you did. What the heck was that one guy's name? Was it Django? An old 2-finger guitar player? Like, he literally only had like 2 fingers, so he had to develop a completely new style of playing. Would that be crazy? Only having 2 fingers to be able to play? Some people do it with their feet. I have no idea how the hell they do that. It's crazy.
But of course, additionally, it's also great for index finger control and independence. So super awesome workout for pretty much all your fingers. But when it comes to your daily practice routine and really gaining control of all your fingers and perfecting your economy of motion, which concerns minimized movements with your fingers and also a very relaxed grip with your fretting hand, you will need a couple more and really effective workouts to make that happen. Because if your goal is playing extremely controlled and relaxed at absolutely any tempo imaginable, you absolutely have to have perfect control of every single finger, and you can either dedicate 20 years of guitar practice to that, just like I did, or you can skip practicing all the absolutely unnecessary workouts that don't get you any results and simply download this.
You know, I had a feeling that was coming. I wanted to say, how many times will Bernth plug a course within the video? Nothing wrong with it so far. I mean, I got courses too. Just think, oh, is he making videos just for the sake of plugging a course now? Huh. Anyway. YouTube comments. Yeah, well, that's definitely good inspiration there. Yeah, if a guy with 2 fingers can do it, there you go. It would be nice if more people could take inspiration from such things. I know some people, they just see stuff like that and get really discouraged. Good. You definitely got a good frame of mind for that stuff. Let's listen to more about why we need this course. Well, he hasn't been overly salesy this time, so that's nice. Not like the last video. So far, totally fine.
This week's Economy of Motion practice package on patreon.com/Bernth. The link is in the description and in the first comment down below. It comes with awesome play-along exercise videos. Of course, you get the backing tracks, tabs, guitar profiles, everything you need. And working with this easy step-by-step practice routine every single day, it will only take 10 minutes of your time. We'll solve that super frustrating flying pinky finger problem for you once and for all. You will become a master of finger independence, so you...
Oh... That's where I take the issue. How can you guarantee that it will fix the issue? I don't think you can. I think, I don't know how you would even want to word something like that. Something like, this can greatly help you, greatly help, or it helps a lot of people with the pinky problem, maybe. Saying that you'll master finger independence, only if you do it right, that's a tough one. It's a tough one to sell. I have a hard time saying claims like that in anything I do because I can't guarantee that I have the answer for every single thing. And it's very off-putting to me when others basically act like, I have the solution for all of it. Like, I certainly can get a lot out of what he's selling, for sure. Following the course can definitely help a lot of people, but yeah. My biggest issue is the... do this thing and you will be better for sure, guaranteed.
You will really be able to feel every single finger as you're playing. You will get rid of all that nasty unwanted string noise, and you will finally be able to play all the cool, fast and virtuosic guitar solos that you always wanted to.
All? You see, there you go again. Like, no, just because you follow the course doesn't mean you'll be able to play every single one of the things that you want to play. That's not true. That is not true. Come on, that's bullshit.
So download this brand new practice package today with the link below. I'm waiting for you on Patreon, but for now, let me show you a couple more exercises. Alright, as you could see, this exercise was based on changing chord shapes once again. But this time, the finger that really benefits from this exercise is the ring finger. So you're playing on the high E and B strings and also on the D and A strings, so you're just skipping the G string in between. And when I started practicing with those voicings, I could see that my ring finger was rising a bit when I was playing them. Just like this, so it was moving away from the neck, which is something that I don't want, of course. And I also saw that with the second chord voicing, which is a super common one for a major 7th chord, so C major 7. In this case, as As you could see, it was moving away from the neck again a little bit. So by combining these two chord voicings, I got some great results for my ring finger and for keeping it closer to the neck. And aside from all the great finger technique benefits, it's also a pretty good picking workout actually, because you have to skip between all those different strings and you're just playing one note per string. So this can double as both a really cool finger workout with a special focus on the ring finger and also a picking exercise, or picking warm-up I should say. But to focus more on your fingers, I have two more really awesome practical.
So here's another thing I question. Disclaimer, I'm like, again, this isn't, I don't come into this with the intention of just tearing it down, but you know, it's a reaction, gotta talk about something. Doing this, every finger is used equally. So is it truly fair to say that this specific thing works mainly for the ring finger? Wouldn't it be different person to person? Whoop. Yeah. I mean, just because the ring finger goes away a little bit more than the others, you know, does that really mean that specific thing addresses just the ring finger? Or maybe not just the ring finger, but predominantly the ring finger? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Examples for you. So these next two workouts don't really sound like exercises that much. I want to show you some really cool legato licks, or building blocks for licks, that have a special focus on finger control and economy of motion, just like this one. Alright, this is starting to sound pretty good.
I want to play that. Interesting. So you would have to do it like this. Oh god, that hurt. My wrist doesn't like that. Yeah, because I do the whole step stretch stuff with my first, third, and fourth finger. So, looking at this, I would imagine, I gotta watch how he plays it again, but I'm thinking he's starting it off like this. Like, this is really bad for my wrist. I'm not gonna try this too much. Because when I want to go up like this. But then to set yourself up for those next set of pull-offs, you have to use those fingers coming up. So I would want to do it like that. But let's see what he says is the main focus on this one. Because I have no idea.
Alright, this is starting to sound pretty good, right? And it's still a really effective workout for your finger technique. What this is based on is actually one of my favorite concepts when it comes to scales and writing licks, taking odd note groupings. So for the first group I was playing 3 notes, as you usually do with 3 note per string scales, but then I was just playing 1 note on the next string and then 4 on the next one. So by mixing those different groupings together, like 3, 1, 4 and so on, I get really cool and interesting sounding licks. But in order to play this really fast fast and clean with legato. I want to make sure that my fingers are close to the neck, which is difficult since you're performing hammer-ons and pull-offs, so you have to move your fingers a little bit here. But it won't be possible if you want to play it like this. So if there's a lot of movement and you're touching strings that you don't want to touch when you're hammering on or pulling off, first thing that's crucial again is the position of your thumb. You want to place it behind your middle finger, as always, with those faster and more tricky legato sections. And you want to make sure to pay close attention to that pinky finger. So when you practice this one, make sure that the thumb is in the correct position. Make sure that you're not anchoring with your index finger. As soon as you play the note with your index finger, try to lift it so that your fingers can work on their independence. And try to get a nice sounding snapping motion with your pull-offs. So don't just lift your fingers like this. Perform that snapping movement so that the notes are ringing out nicely. If you need some...
That's true. You do need to do an actual pull-off. So yeah, the snapping motion he talks about, that's true. Got to do that. YouTube question or comment first. Seemed to be a random set of notes made into an exercise. Yeah, possibly. It's definitely within a scale there. Has he done any demo of the full exercise on high tempos? That I have no idea. No idea. I would imagine he would be doing so in the Patreon thing, but I would also think he would want to demonstrate it quickly in the promotion video, which this is. It's a promotion video for sure. But yeah. John, hello. Do you prefer any type of pick slanting to play fast? Well, for the absolute fastest, it would be the upward pick slanting. Yes, I have to do it that way. So this way I can tilt my arm like this. I'm able to pivot off this part of my hand on the body of the guitar. And I can get into that very spastic, hyper style of picking. So, not necessarily a preference, it's a necessity. And that's basically how any kind of slanting motion I might do. For me, it's just been built out of necessity. Whatever is needed to make it sound good. That's kind of how that stuff was built for me.
Some additional help with that, so developing that snapping motion with your pull-offs or playing fast hammer-ons. I made a full 30-day legato course for all of my Patreon members.
That's two! That's two! Which makes sense. I'm telling you, it's he's making promo videos now. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with it, but how you sell it. How you sell it. Let's see. Is he going to guarantee anything? Is he going to say, if you follow this course, you will master legato and such things like that? Let's find out.
Everyone has access to this one. It will take you from the basics to very advanced sounding licks and exercises in just a matter of 30 days. So if you feel like your legato is lacking, this is your calling. Check out this course. It will help you out a lot.
So it sounded like he said if you follow that course, you can go from basic stuff to very advanced things in only 30 days. Just because you have a course that is designed for 30 days does not mean if you follow it, you can do all those things within 30 days. Yeah. There's all kinds of things that can prevent someone from getting to the really advanced stuff by the end of that 30-day, because everyone learns in different ways, everyone learns at a different pace, everyone has different levels of understanding, and just because you watch the video, which might be very well demonstrated and very well explained, but as I have learned, no matter what you say, how you present it, somebody is not going to understand it. There's always going to be someone who doesn't understand it. And I do try and, adapt to that, try and present things in the best way possible, and that's why I really like to do in-depth stuff when I make video lessons, because, well, just based off of everyone I worked with. It's like people are looking for in-depth instruction, and when you do this rapid-fire stuff, I mean, I get it. You want to get the views, get the eyeballs, but yeah. So yeah, he might be presenting things very, very well in the course, but it doesn't mean everyone who follows the course can go from the easy to advanced stuff within those 30 days. Like, that's not possible for everybody. Question on YouTube from John. Is it more difficult to mute? Oh, doing that? Not for me. He said, I try to avoid upper pick slanting because I can't mute strings, but I also find it difficult to speed up with downward pick slanting. I would actually say it's easier to mute with this. All right, Joe. Take care. Maybe we'll see you on next week. Yeah, so I find it easier to do muting with this versus... I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of muting you're talking about, though, too. Like palm muting, you need the downward stuff for sure. Yeah, downward. However, let's say I want to be playing stuff over here, and the downward slant, I'm in the way. If I let go of that, now... all that crap's ringing out. But if I'm in this, now my hand is able to mute the strings as I go up. So for me, it's playing palm muted fast. Gotcha. Yeah, okay, so palm muting, yeah, but for the chords, yeah, you have to go this way. Because the palm mutes just sound better, right? If it's like a single string thing, then I can get away with doing the upper slant to go into the turbo mode. But if it's chords, to get the best sounding palm mutes, you do have to be in that position. And that just means you just can't go as fast. It's a trade-off, really. There are limits to everything. Look at the face. The freaking thing is in the video right now. I paused on a funny one. I'm sure there's tons of... God, I've seen thumbnails, automatic thumbnails made of me. God, I look ugly. Deaf World, you made it. Hello, sir. Say that in a German accent? Did I? Did I sound German? I missed it. I'm okay. How you doing? All right. Got about 2 minutes left of the video here. Let's finish it up. See what's coming next.
And here's the final exercise, also based on this awesome playing style.
Oh, so he's getting all 4 fingers involved on this one. Oh, my poor wrist. Ugh, I do not like that at all. Yeah, this one would take a bit to work up there. Because I wouldn't want to play that group of notes this way. I'd want to play it over there. God damn it. That's not a pattern I'm used to. But yeah, he's doing it with this in mind, getting all 4 fingers used. God, my fingers hate that though. See, that's one of my things I got to deal with. My wrist does not like doing whole step stretches with those fingers. I got to put my wrist in a funny position. I'll just play it like that. Or what the hell would it be? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, this would be a beneficial exercise for me just to get this thing down because I can't do it yet. And when you learn things you can't do, you get better at it, then overall skill levels go up for sure. Yeah, same old for sure. It's almost time for the first bathroom break again. Let's see what he says here. So all four fingers are involved for sure. That's a very strange pattern for me. That would take me a bit of work to get used to. But yeah, my hand doesn't like it. My wrist doesn't like this stuff, so I wouldn't do it because I would rather not injure my wrist again. Because, you know, I need it. I need it for work.
Alright, as you could hear, this was another kind of cool sounding practical lick or building block that you can use for your legato lines. What makes this one a great exercise for your fingers is that it's isolating your ring finger once again, which can be a problematic finger, and you have to focus on getting clean sounding hammer-ons and pull-offs on the higher strings, so on the G and B string in this case. To achieve that, I once again have my thumb behind my middle finger, and I want to make sure to not move my ring finger too much because I constantly need it on the B string. Cool thing when it comes to the picking of this lick is that there's a short kind of economy picking or sweep picking section if you'd like. It's just one picking stroke for the first couple of notes. Then I'm performing an upstroke for my note with the ring finger on the B string, G in that case on the 8th fret. And then another upstroke for the next note on the G string. So just a short kind of sweep or economy picking twist when it comes to the picking movement. So the kind of odd phrasing and finger pairing with this one makes it sound really complex and advanced, I would say. Very cool. And one really important additional detail that you want to pay attention to. You definitely don't want these two notes to overlap, so you really just want to play one quick note on the B string without getting any overlapping notes right here. And especially at faster tempos that can get really tricky. And as an additional challenge you also have to move it down, which makes it maybe a bit harder depending on your finger technique and the way you naturally position your thumb, because you have to stretch a little bit more in the lower section of the fretboard. So a lot of things to keep in mind when it comes to this exercise, which makes it my favorite one of today's video. So if you're ready to finally take your economy of motion to the next...
Oh, here we go. Before we watch the endings, sales pitch. YouTube comments. Deaf World. I'm going to take your suggestion and try to play my stuff by removing the other drums on my songs and just play with a kick and snare. Need to get it all right and tight for the EP. Good man. Good man. So yes, even in songwriting, you want to be correct, because if you... Yeah, you'll be a better player for it, for sure. Absolutely. I think it'll help you with, it's possible it could help with, we'll say, creativity with the drums, or even the riffs, because you could write riffs around a drum beat. Because like maybe you hear a drum beat, you're like, hell yeah, I want to do something with that. Typically, people will write the guitar riff first, and then the drums. Although I have written a couple things to a really old drum machine thing. I had a pedal Digitech, and it had drums in it. I basically just took a rock beat and turned it up as fast as it was going. I think it was like 240. And I just wrote something along with that. But usually I'll write the drums afterwards, right? Songwriting is definitely different than metronome stuff, for sure. But yeah, if I was writing something and I was trying to write drums with it, and like if I heard my stuff being way out of tempo or whatever with what I'm playing against, it would completely mess with me. I wouldn't be able to do it. Couldn't do it. All right, let's see the final sales pitch. Now, the last video I watched from Bernth, he had a sales pitch at the end, and it made me angry. Because it was basically like, you're going to suck forever if you don't get this course. Hopefully this one's better. Hopefully it's not so, I don't know what you call it. Let's find out.
Next level, make sure to download of today's video. So if you're ready to finally take your economy of motion to the next level, make sure to download the new practice package I made for all my members on Patreon with the link down below, patreon.com/Bernth. You can find it in the description and also in the first comment. As soon as you join us over there, you also get access to over 20 guitar courses that I made for all my Patreon members. As I mentioned, absolutely everyone over there has access to these courses. I made full 30-day packages for alternate picking, sweep picking, tapping, pretty much any technique imaginable, and also some really cool music theory courses. So if you're still not part of the world's biggest guitar community on Patreon, sign up today with the link down below. Thanks for watching. Greetings from Vienna and bye bye.
If you've tried playing,
Whoa. That was fine. That was... Get rid of that. say the problem. That was a fine ending right there. That one did piss me off. That's cool. 20 courses, yes. And I believe him when he says it's the biggest guitar thing on Patreon, because I've looked it up, and that dude's got he's got a lot of people on there. That guy makes some serious freaking money doing it. So he is an inspiration for me to push the old Patreon thing, because it's clearly possible to make a ridiculously good living off of that. But what was the hack? What was the hack that pro guitarists used to play faster? Keeping your fingers close to the fretboard? I guess that was it. It seemed, I guess so. It wasn't talked about much. It was clickbait title, get people to watch, and push the courses he has. So, well, there you go. You just got to get out there and release something. We wouldn't do it for so long. Well, is it release anything or release something you are proud of? Something you feel is really damn good. Because you could release anything. People do it all the time. It was a silent hack. You're right. That's why I didn't know. It's so silent, he didn't say what it was. Stupid me. Good point. Alright, time for the first bathroom break. And then load up some more questions, or I'll pick another video. So be right back. disconnected, plugged back in. And it's time to, let's see. All right. Both. That's right. I said, you want to just release anything or release something you're proud of? And you said both. I love death metal. I want the world of extreme metal to see my abilities as a metal guitarist. Once this is released, I got plans for a thrash metal EP too. John on YouTube asks, is it a good idea to tilt the pick towards the headstock of the guitar to smooth out the friction against the string to play fast? Feel that if I don't do this, my upstroke gets stuck. It's not necessary. Like, if your pick's getting stuck, that tells me that you're putting too much pick in. I mean, it depends, because, like, you know, I'm using a bevel pick for most stuff that I do. Let's try and get a close up here. So, I actually try and pick pretty parallel to the string, like along with it. Now, the fact that this is beveled certainly makes a big difference. But this is not beveled. We got flat. Yes, with the Swiss pick. But, so even like I'm trying to do fast stuff, I'm not doing any of that angling shit. Sorry, I don't know why I had to swear. But I don't do anything like that. I don't do this. So it's not necessary to go fast and have the pick at an angle. I mean, you can just get that with a beveled pick. But, like, for me, depending on what pickup you're using, it can cause, to me, like, issues in the sound. I don't like the sound of that. There's definitely a difference in the sound. But yeah, I'm pretty much picking flat there. You notice when students they'll get their pick stuck because they hook the pick like this and they stick so much of it through the string that, you know, even, okay, so we talked about the palm mute stuff earlier. Now, if you're doing like alternate picking while you're trying to do palm mutes, so what could happen is, like, if you're always tilting the pick like this and you try and do an upstroke, it's because, again, you got too much pick in there. So you have to kind of come out a little bit, come out away from the guitar some. And see, now I'm tilting the pick kind of the other way. It's like when you do downstrokes, having the pick go like this makes sense because the pick will glide across the strings. When you do the upstrokes, it needs to be more like this so you can glide across the strings the other way. So if you're trying to do upstrokes with the pick stuck in this position, yeah, it's going to get caught. Now if I angle it like this, how the hell would I do that? Jesus Christ, this is freaking weird. That sounds horrible. No. So when I'm doing that, I'm trying to do it slow here. See how it's kind of like a bit of an arc to it. Kind of sweeps out a little bit and then back in. So this, you know, pick's catching on the strings here, but it's like the tip of the pick is barely touching the strings, and I'm not being rigid with it and trying to stick it in like that. It's like a fish hook, like it gets caught in there. So you got to position how the pick is going a little bit different. For all downstrokes, that's fine, but you got to come out enough so when you do the upstroke, that tip of the pick barely hits the string there. So yeah, you gotta try and get that pick out of there. I think that's one reason why people like the jazz picks, because they're so dang small. You have very little room for error, and you're gonna have barely any of the tip hitting anyway. So you might want to just practice a bunch of upstroke stuff, because it's got to go the other direction to not get stuck. And like when you're doing stuff, maybe even just practice strumming, or you just kind of use your arm like this. You know, the wrist is bent this way, and then you kind of rotate the arm. And as one guy put it, I wish I remembered who said it, because a great metaphor, analogy, I don't know. Just think like your hand's wet and you're trying to shake the water off. You're trying to dry your hand. You just kind of shake it like that. And that's typically for like, open chord strumming stuff. But it translates very well to power chord things. And just as you go faster, you just got to tighten it up a little bit. So yeah, just be careful on those upstrokes. You can't maintain the exact same pick direction. It's not a matter of just going down and then back up like this. There has to be a bit of rotation for it in order to get those upstrokes as well. So hopefully that helps you. Fortunately, that's just a technique you gotta keep trying until it starts to become more natural. So that's the idea of what you gotta do. So yeah, you don't need to angle the pick at all. You just gotta be careful with how the pick is striking the strings, really. Deaf World on the path to be a YouTube metal musician. Well, I mean, you definitely got some good chops, but you know what to work on. I think you said it. You were correct. You get the timing better, that's going to make a world of difference there. It's all about that. Get that rhythm. It's going to make a big difference. And then good luck, because that's a tough road to go down, because an insane amount of competition. Get ready for the grind. It's a bigger grind, I think, to try and make it in the YouTube world or in the internet world, period, versus just improving the instrument. Because then you got to get good at marketing. Marketing is a whole other ball game. Good Lord. Well, good. Hopefully it does help you, Vic. Good. Okay. It's fairly common for people to talk about getting stuck there. You personally don't care to make it big, just get out there. Well, you can definitely do that. If that's the case, you don't care about getting big, well then you just made your journey that much easier. That much easier. Alright, well, let's remove this from the watch later list. I think we got time to check out one more. Alright, so this one's, I don't know, because we got, considering how long it can take to react to something, I don't want to have a video that's too long. Alright, well this one's 10 minutes long. It's got 32,000 views so far. Let's check this one out. We've only watched one other video from this guy. Speed. Holy sh... It'd be more of a Gary Holt than James Hetfield in terms of popularity. Well, I suppose Gary Holt is far less popular than James Hetfield. Alright, Vic. Take care, and glad you can come in. Glad you got to participate and get some help. So, thank you. Okay, so, typical disclaimer. I really got to write this down this week. I'm so sick of saying it all. It just feels weird saying the same things all the time, you know? All right. Live reaction time. Whenever I do these things, it is not with the intention to tear anything down, although sometimes it seems like I'm doing that. But we are just, you know, in the old live stream here, having some discussion, seeing what I agree with, seeing what we disagree with. And is this coattail riding? Absolutely! You know it is. Of course it is. I ain't going to deny that. In fact, it is a strategy people use to try and grow their channel, and damn it, that's what I'm doing. Trying to grow it. So, first time watching this video, second time watching something from the channel Beanley, Hallsworth, and he does have a second channel. He's got two things. This is not the only one he does. And the video is called This is the secret to supercharging your picking speed. Because apparently it's always a secret. There is no secret. Hey. Yes, he is a crazy, zany British dude, isn't he? Alright, well, let's see what the supposed secret is. But I'm going to say there's no secret. No, people aren't, like, hiding it. They're not like, ooh, this is the secret. We can't tell people what it is. And if it was such a secret, how do so many of these people know what the secret is? Hey, let's find out. See, there you go. I say I don't come into these things to tear it down, but then I come across as an asshole anyway. So now I'm going to have Beanley Hallsworth people hating me. Oh, well.
So, in my opinion, it's essential for all guitarists to have spent at least some time working on their speed chops. Of course, it goes without saying that playing fast isn't everything, but as an accomplished guitarist, it's important that you have as big a palette as possible to draw from. In the same way that listening to lots of fast play...
I like that. And that's a very good reason to be able to play fast. The faster you can go, technically, means you have more options to choose from. So, yes, I definitely agree with that. I like that.
Playing tires your ear out and gets a bit exhausting. You know, listening to lots of slow, emotional blues playing also tires your ear out too.
Yeah, that, and I don't really care for the slow, emotional blues playing. I am not a fan of the blues. I'm also not a fan of listening to constant shred. Neither one! But I have more fun playing the constant shred. But it's not something I would want to listen to. But it's fun to do. Anyway.
So, you know, variety is the spice of life, so why limit yourself? Anyway, so when it comes to guitarists building speed, people often run into two very common issues. One is experiencing extraneous amounts of discomfort and tension, and two is hitting speed plateaus, which are seemingly impossible to get over.
So far, so good. Yes, people do talk about unwanted tension. I like that he put unwanted tension. That's very good. Because most of the time I hear people say just tension. You don't want any tension. I guess it's the first time somebody's actually said unwanted tension. And that's something I preach. Unwanted tension is the bad guy. Because some tension is necessary. Some tension is necessary. Because when you're playing very fast, it's a fairly violent thing. Like, you really have to go after it hard. And I'm definitely flexing quite a bit when I'm picking my fastest. You can't flex your muscle in a relaxed way. Just like you can't sprint with relaxed legs. When you're going fast, some tension is there. So good, I'm glad he said unwanted tension. That's a very big, important part of this discussion. And speed plateaus. Let's see what he says about speed plateaus.
If those two issues that I mentioned sound a little bit familiar, then you're in luck, my friend, because this cool little exercise that I've put together should help you conquer both of those issues. And it goes a little something like this. So a lot of guitar tutors out there will tell you that the best way to increase speed
He's about to talk about me, isn't he? Is he gonna say a lot of guitar tutors out there will say the best way to build speed is start off slow and gradually increase the speed? He's gonna say it. I say it, and I'm standing by it, damn it. But you also have to push very hard and continue to try going a little faster, a little faster, a little faster in the same session. Anyway, let's see. Uh-oh.
Is to start at very slow tempos and then methodically increase bit by bit by bit until you work up to like crazy speeds. Now, this method can definitely work for some people.
All right, good. He's gonna drop the butt. I can see it. His mouth is primed for the B. Well, at least he said it could work for some people. Let's see what he has to say next. So far, not bad.
But
I told you he's gonna say but.
from my experience, the vast majority of players who try this, they inevitably end up hitting a plateau at some point, and which they just can't get over for the life of them. Then start pushing themselves too hard, getting like hand cramp, and then just start getting discouraged because they can't play anymore, and it's all just a horrible, horrible disaster.
So with that, I would say, I would question, well, what is it they are doing that would involve them getting hand cramps? Are they changing the practice approach? Or are they doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? Because some people will do a ridiculous amount of time trying to hit the speed plateau. There's so many ways to get over a plateau. And yeah, so I can just go on and on about stuff here. I'm not going to right now. But if you continue to do the exact same approach all the time, yeah, you're not going to get through the plateau. Eventually, you have to be able to do something a bit different. We could do something like that. Cover solos, yeah, we could definitely do some reaction stuff like that. Certainly. Look at that face. Look at that. That's a good, nice face. All right, let's see what he says there about the plateau and how he suggests doing so.
It's frustrating because you know that physically you are capable of pushing yourself past that speed boundary, but you just can't get your hands to do what you want your brain to get them to do. So in order to reach those super fast speeds, eventually you just have to say fuck it and just cut loose and go for it. And
that's something everyone should be doing anyway. Besides just working up, pushing it with the metronome. Eventually, yeah, you just gotta go nuts. You just gotta... I don't know if I've exposed anything. I agree, you do have to just go for it and go nuts. If all you ever do is nothing but trying to work things up with the metronome, and only that, and always start off slow, and never just have at it, yeah, that's a problem. Eventually, you have to, just play, for fuck's sake. There's a balance for sure. Just like a balance between the constant shreddy stuff and the constant slow bluesy stuff. The balance. But yeah, eventually, because I've had a few people in the live chat will say things like, they completely lose all their gains after having not played for a couple days, but all they ever do is start slow and work it up, start slow, work it up. But they never do anything with it after that. It's like, yeah, once you get up there, stay there. Try and do some stuff, at the faster speeds. Have fun with it. You gotta try doing something. Something, damn it. Yes, going for it is important too. Let's see what else you gotta say.
And by far the best method I found to do this is to practice playing super fast in very short, sharp bursts.
And that's also a fantastic way to build speed, is you take the short bursts and work the hell out of those and go as fast as you can. In fact, if you're new to trying to build speed, you should be starting with short bursts. Because if you're just doing it, then you can definitely go faster. But yes, little bursts of notes goes very well for pushing bursts of speed. For sure. Yes. And then eventually you do bigger bursts and then bigger ones. And that can push your endurance.
If you constantly practice much beyond your comfort speed, then you're just going to get tired and you're going to start getting all sorts of discomfort in your picking hands. So,
very good point. If you're picking much out of your comfort zone, in other words, if you're playing too far out of your comfort zone, you're going to develop problems. Yes, 100% agree. 100%. You need to be just a little bit outside of the comfort zone. Because if you try and go way out of it, I swear I talked about this on something. What the hell did I do recently that talked about this? Oh yeah, it was the latest Patreon lesson where Du Hast was broken down. And the idea of breaking things down in order to build them up. Basically get through plateaus and make progress. If you're trying to do something that is way too difficult, you're not going to make any progress. If you try and do stuff that's way too easy, once again, you're not going to make any progress. It's the middle ground. I think a lot of people have a very difficult time finding a proper middle ground. Here's where I become salesy. That's what I do for a living. I help people figure out where they should be in terms of difficulty so they can continue to make progress. So, yeah, it's trying to figure out where... It's tough to do on your own. There's a lot of stuff out there, plenty of free things. Yeah, I got stuff you can check out too. Patreon's the cheapest way of getting stuff from me. All kinds of things that could, well, all kinds. There's a few lessons out there now with the subject matter of breaking down really difficult things in order to build them up. And you can check it out free for a week. So there you go. You can check it out free for a week right now if you haven't done so already. And see if it's something that you want to continue participating in and supporting. But yeah, if you do things that are way out of your comfort zone, that's a problem. It needs to be just a little bit. A little bit. Yes, a guitar teacher. Indeed. I teach guitarists how to sit. That's the kind of guitar teacher I am. Yes, I do tell bad jokes. Anyway.
So, don't do that. But if you practice playing fast in short, sharp bursts, then you start gradually training your hands how to move at these fast speeds without doing yourself any injuries and without tiring yourself out. And this exercise does exactly that. What we're doing is simply moving around standard diatonic scale shapes while using the same repeating picking pattern, which is designed to get your hands comfortable with playing far beyond your comfort speed. So before we dive into the full exercise, let's first get used to the picking pattern. Right, so the picking pattern goes like this. Okay, it's just a very simple alternate picking pattern starting on an upstroke, okay?
Why must I start on an upstroke? I don't want to start on an upstroke. I'm being very nitpicky. Oh. Thank you for the endorsement, Mr. Deaf World. Mr. Salvador. Yeah, it always feels weird for me starting on an upstroke. I will always start that damn thing on a downstroke. Because you can. I mean, he might give an explanation as to why he's starting it on an upstroke, but I don't know. But he must have a reason for it.
That's very important. You have to start on an upstroke. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? And then we leave a gap in between every little segment, okay? That's also very important. This is how you get that sort of like short, sharp, bursty sound, right? Wait. Okay, etc, etc. So in total it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, wait, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, wait. So it's like that for the majority of the exercise, except the very last pattern when we do like the diminished thing, okay, in the last bit. In that section, we switch, okay, throw a bit of a curveball, and we start on a downstroke instead, okay? It's just to keep you on your toes a little bit. So instead of this, like we're doing for the majority of the exercise, for the last bit, we're switching to this. So we're starting on a downstroke instead, but the general idea is the same, okay? You're just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, wait, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. There we go, that's the whole picking pattern. So in regards to where you want to put your hand exactly, it's sort of down to you, what you find most comfortable. Going back to our picking lesson a few weeks ago, I said that I like my hand sort of floating around this area, so my pick is always sort of like around this point. I find this to be the sweet spot here, just behind your neck pickup. I find, yeah, the pick attack here is, I don't know, particularly smooth. I like it. Sometimes I like to anchor my picking hand down with my pinky. And other times I don't. I have it, I don't know, a bit more floaty. I'm not sure what my reasoning is behind that. It's sort of like an intuitive thing that you start to feel over time. Sometimes it's more comfortable to anchor, sometimes it's not. It's sort of something you have to figure out for yourself. But the main thing...
Agreed. It depends on the situation. You might anchor, or you might float. Really no wrong thing, right or wrong way with that. I don't like, actually the very first guitar teacher I had, I don't even remember his name. Was it Mike? Maybe. He told me not to anchor my fingers. He said that was bad. Well, Michelangelo Badio, I've seen him anchor with 3 fingers. And he's known as one of the best. One of the most technically advanced guitar players that's ever lived. And one of the fastest. It was Mike. Alright. Well, I wonder what Mike would have to say about Michelangelo Badio and his anchoring. I'll anchor plenty of times. Sometimes I just feel I can play better when I anchor, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, just like Beanley. I want to say Beansley, but it's Beanley. Mr. Hallsworth. Yeah. Sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. Bart Simpson? Oh. Yeah, yes he is. That was slightly confusing.
Thing really is just to find the most comfortable approach for you, which eliminates as much resistance and tension as possible, just so you know, so you don't have to think about what your picking hand is doing. You can just think about the process as a whole, okay? Also, economy of motion is super important in this exercise, okay? Because we're going to be working with high speeds, we want our picking hand to be making very small movements, okay? You don't want to be going like this, making massive, wide picking movements, okay? So not like... Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, okay? Right, so once you're comfortable with the picking pattern, it's time to move on to the full exercise. Okay, so here's the full exercise broken down super slowly, okay?
Whoop! Change keys on me, damn it!
When you take your little break in between each phrase, yeah, you want it to be as quiet as you can. It's actually quite a challenge to completely eliminate any noise in between each one, especially if you're using, you know, a bit of drive and some delay or reverb like I am. But basically you just don't want the notes to ring out too much, like you don't want this. No, you want this. We're aiming for
But
a very
why?
short, sharp, choppy sound, okay? So you can achieve this just by resting your finger just lightly above the string, okay? As though you were about to do a harmonic. So I know it may not be terribly exciting playing this exercise at slower tempos, but trust me, you'll have a much easier time at the faster tempos if you take the time now to learn the patterns and settle in that muscle memory at the slower tempos. But when you are ready to start pushing that speed, I've taken the liberty of providing 5 different backing tracks at 5 different tempos, increasing at 30 BPM increments. Now is to have a go at the exercise, starting from the slowest backing track and going up one at a time, faster and faster, until you get to the one which is just like way too fast for you, that's just impossible right now, and then go back to the one before it, and then that's the one that you're going to start working on. So for example, if you get to the one that's at 190 BPM and you find that's just like completely undoable right now, then go back to the one before it at 160 BPM, and that's the one that you're going to start working on. One thing to note, by the way, which might sound a bit weird, but when you start working on your exercise at your chosen tempo, don't worry if your playing is pretty sloppy, because that's entirely the point right now. But the idea is...
Boo. Boo on that one. No. 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 If your playing is sloppy, you're just going to practice getting sloppy. Do not practice sloppy. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Don't do that. I think that is terrible advice. I will never, ever, ever, ever think that's a good idea. If it's sloppy, you're just going to be sloppy. You need to practice perfectly. But remember, practice makes permanent. Therefore, perfect practice makes perfect. Practice does not make perfect. If you practice sloppy, you're just going to be sloppy. This exercise is fine, but yeah, just gradually increase the speed. Like, you don't have to do the start. What if you can't even start at 130? Of course, I always say start at 60, then do it at 65. And you don't even have to do the whole thing. Just do one. Do one of the phrases, and then go to 65, then do 70, and then gradually push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. And only increase the speed if you played it in a way that you are proud of it. You liked every single note, you feel and you believe that you nailed it. So you're like, yep, that sounds good. If you want to play fast with high accuracy, you have to practice perfectly. Mistakes happen, yes. But goddamn it, do not practice sloppy, or you're just going to be sloppy. Period. If you practice sloppy, you will be sloppy.
As you practice this more and more, and your endurance grows and your muscle memory grows, then it'll organically become cleaner and cleaner over time.
No, it won't. Nope. I think that's very unlikely that if you practice like a damn shit show, sloppy, that it'll just organically get better. Because that's one of the things I gotta get on students about a lot, is they allow sloppy playing to happen and then they wonder why they're not getting any better. It's like, because you're playing sloppily. Stop it. Do not practice slop. Don't allow that. No. No slop. Only perfect practice makes perfect. Imperfect practice makes imperfections. Damn it. Damn it, Beanley.
Until all of the sloppiness is eliminated completely. The aim of the game here is to try and stay as relaxed as possible, okay? You want to be conditioning your brain to associate fast playing with being relaxed and not being all like tense and good luck, guys, and as usual, please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions about the lesson. See you next time. To get tabs, backing tracks, and a lesson for this video, as well as a sick selection of super fun guitar workouts, courses, ebooks, and weekly mentoring from me, then click the link in the description below to visit Bradley Hall's Guitar School and sign up today for free. Cheers, guys, and happy shredding.
All right. Well, overall, good messages. Can you use that to build speed? Yes. Is that the secret to supercharging your picking speed? It's one tool in the toolbox. But, yeah, it's, the whole... Because he talks about picking whatever one, or going to one that seems completely impossible, and then picking the speed below that. But he also advises, or tells you it's okay to play sloppy. If you're playing sloppy, you're not playing it. When I tell my students, either you 100% played it, or you 0% played it. It's either all correct, or it's not. And that's when it comes to working on technique-specific things. When you're trying to, improve on a specific thing. Now, when it comes to band practice stuff, if you make a mistake in the song, you do need to be able to continue on when a mistake is made, because that's a different situation. But when it comes to trying to improve your speed and accuracy with something, and you're doing the little short bursty type things, no, you don't want to be sitting there slopping. And if you're slopping your way through band practice, then the entire time, then you're never going to get good at the song, because you're just going to slop it the whole time. A little mistake here and there when you're doing band practice, because you goof up the song a little bit, but you're able to continue on, that's one thing. That's expected. And then the more you do the song, the better. But if you're there's a part of a song that you're always screwing up, then you focus on that specific part of the song and do perfect practice with it so it gets better and better and better. Let's see. YouTube comments here. And yeah, we're getting ready to wrap it up here. And so now is the time to get any last minute questions in. I'll be ending the stream here pretty soon. And then, yeah, I think I'll be sticking with Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the weekly big stream for now. It might change again. But for now, I think that's what I'll do. Let's see. John says, very sloppy. No, he says very sloopy. Very sloppy, or if it's a little sloppy, I don't lower the metronome, just try more times. 0 slop. 0, 0, 0, 0. If you make a mistake when you're playing, stop immediately and address the mistake. And always do it that way. Mistakes happen, but it's important that you address the mistake when it happens and fix it right away. Because again, even if you just allow a little bit of slop when you're practicing something, you will always be a little sloppy until you get rid of it. So you got to address it right away. That's my best advice with that, I feel. And that's something I do for myself all the time. If I know I made a mistake in something when I'm trying to get it down, I will stop immediately and do it again. I mean, if I am at a certain speed, I'm a little sloppy, not very sloppy. Do I slow the metronome or just try more times? Definitely slow it down. Nope. Sorry, Sal. I mean, it depends on the situation there. Let's say, for example, what if you're trying to do something at 200 beats per minute? and it came out a little bit sloppy. Was 195 dead on? Was 195 perfect? If 195 was perfect, then yes, keep trying the 200, several more, just keep at it and try and get it down. So I guess it depends on how you worked it up. Sometimes I don't know if to lower the metronome again or insisting on that speed. But it depends on how you did it. Like, did you work it up? Or did you just start there? It really depends on the situation. Can you give a detailed explanation of a practice session where you would do something sloppy? Did you start at that speed? Did you work it up? Did you make sure every speed before that was always there? Quite all right, Mr. Salvador. Slowly to fast. Man, I really wish there was a way to turn off this YouTube thing that gets in the way. Slowly to fast, but I don't reach the real speed of the song and try to push. Okay, so break it down into smaller chunks then. Because if you're trying to do the entire song to speed and you always end up slopping through it and you never get anything correct, you're just pushing slop. You don't want to do that. Focus on whatever parts of the song are the most difficult. Get that down. Get that perfected. Try playing it faster than the song calls for. I typically will go 10 to 20 beats per minute faster than what the song calls for. Ideally 20. But if the song's really, really fast, that's asking too much. But, trying to go faster than the song calls for the specific part that's giving you the most trouble, that's going to make it easier for you to put the whole thing back in. Focus on small pieces of the song. Get each individual section nailed, and then try a little bit bigger. So like I said, you got let's say, for example, you got 10 sections that you got to learn. You need to be able to do all 10 sections by themselves at speed or beyond, preferably. And then you can do sections 1 and 2 together, 2 and 3 together, 3 and 4 together, 4 and 5 together, and so on. And then maybe do sections 1, 2, and 3 together, 3, 4, 5 together, 5, 6, 7 together, and so on. And then the first half together, and then the second half together, and then finally the whole thing. Something like that. But if it's just like a few sections that keep tripping you up, just get those few sections down and then put it all together again. But yeah, and that's something I've got plenty of students that do, where they'll tell me, this, no matter how many times I tell them not to. Well, some of them will listen to me finally. But they say, like, well, I wanted to hit this whatever number speed, right? So I just went for it and tried to push it. I was like, yeah, but you couldn't play the speeds before that. So you didn't do yourself any good trying to play at an even higher tempo when you couldn't even play slower. Like, do you want to sound sloppy? They say no. Well, then don't do that. But I get it, it's tough. The ego gets in the way and you so desperately want to hit it faster. But it's just like with, weight training to me. It's like, you don't want to do ego lifting because you risk injuring yourself. You want to lift with very good technique to make sure that you're safe and you make good solid gains. You don't need, it's the weight does make a difference, but having proper technique goes a long way. And you don't want to increase the weight until your technique is solid. You're less likely to injure yourself doing that with guitar, but you're not going to make yourself better. Rarely ever do I think it's okay to just attempt playing something faster than you can. It is a speed plateau thing you can do. Like trying to play something, slopping something 10 or 20 beats per minute faster than you actually can do it. Just to try and tell your brain, listen, you jackass, would you fucking move already? Go! But don't do that very much. Just very rarely. And I haven't used that technique in a long time. So I don't recommend it very often. You're much better off just trying to play as perfectly as you can before going on. Sal asks, one last fun question. What is your favorite junk food? Zebra, oh hell dude, I don't know. Alcohol. Alcohol is my favorite junk food. John says, haha, so sometimes it's good to go lower in the metronome and go back a little bit. Sometimes, yes. But, yeah. Getting a song down that you're stuck on. And you know, something you can also do is like if you have a specific song that you're stuck on, if there's like the specific part of the song, not the entire thing, but like a part of the song, and you just cannot figure out for the life of you how the hell you can break it down to move forward with it, send it to me. Send it to me. Send me the tab for it. Tell me what song it is, where in the song it is, and I can do a Patreon lesson on how to break that down in order to build it up. Of course, I need to actually be able to play the thing first. And I don't know how long it would take for me to get it there either, depending on how difficult it is. But it is something I like to do. I think it's really good content for people to have, because this seems to be one of the biggest mysteries people have, is being able to figure out how to move forward when they're stuck. Yes, indeed. There's a song from Conquering Dystopia, instrumental. Yeah, if you get to a point where, like, yeah, it's just gotta be like a specific section, like no longer than 8 bars is what I ask, because if it ends up getting, because doing full songs is just too much. Like, the time it takes to do that is just way too long. But like specific sections of songs, that's okay. I haven't watched Metalocalypse in a very long time. Okay. Well, that's it. I'm gonna go not enjoy my favorite junk food because I've had enough of that recently. I need to be healthy, goddammit. Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it for this week. Again, should be the same time next week. So yeah, thank you Sal and John for coming in. Mr. Taylor, of course. I'll be seeing you on Saturday for another jam session. For more useless information and postal rants. I think everyone else who was on the stream is already gone. If anyone else is here, thank you for coming in. Thank you to everyone who watches the archive stream. That's it. Done. This stream is over. And you're welcome, John.